All right. Okay, hi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good evening, everyone. So, usually before we start the class, I will call random names, yeah? Okay. So, before that, I would like to welcome for those who had joined. Okay, jap. Jangan lupa mute. Mungkin dia tak perasan. Okay. Before that, what do I want to say? Just be ready. And before that, I would like to welcome new students. Okay, I know that there are students coming just now or today. I would say, don't worry. You don't miss anything. Okay, so you don't miss anything. Today we are going to talk about English for communication speaking prompts for ESL learners. For those who don't know me, this is Teacher Asia. I am an English teacher and also the founder of English Media Malaysia. Welcome everyone. So I hope that we will learn English tonight. And as usual in speaking classes, make sure that your microphone is working. Okay, but before that, may I know, is my internet okay right now? Is it okay? So far so good, eh? Is it clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
It's clear.
Okay,
Because
miss.
sometimes,
Thank you.
okay, yeah. Oh, okay. Sometimes I don't trust my own internet. Dia macam nampak macam penuh tapi tak dengar pula kan. Okay, tapi kalau you cakap macam tu, so let me know if you couldn't hear me. Okay, so let me know if you couldn't hear me. Alright, so the format, okay, for this class is that I will welcome everyone, number one. Number two is I will ask random students, how are you? How's your day? How's life so far? How's work? Very general. So those are the questions that I would say day-to-day kind of conversation. This is to help you prep for questions that you are unprepared, okay, which is called unprepared speech. But okay, there are two types of speech. One is prepared, okay, another one is unprepared. I think I've mentioned this in my this one. Don't worry about the slide, I will just share. Okay, speaking ni dah ada dua. One is prepared speech, another one is unprepared speech, EF. Okay, don't worry about it. Actually, kita ada dua kelas sebelum ni. English for professional and also English for communication. This one is English for communication. The classes are the same. But then this type of speaking that we are using are, the first one is unprepared. The second one is prepared. Unprepared means that you don't know what the questions will be asked. For example, orang tanya, how are you today? How's your life? How's work so far? Okay, tak apa. Yang tu you tak tahu. So you have to answer the questions in real time, spontaneously, naturally. Okay, impromptu questions. Okay, these are unprepared. Unprepared lah soalan yang biasa orang tanya. Q&A session. Question yang orang tanya, how are you today? I'm fine. And then how's life so far? What did you do last weekend? Can you tell me? So those are unprepared speech because you don't know what the questions are. Prepared means that like this, the one that I had mentioned to you before. This kind of question. Okay, I would like volunteers, for example, answering this question. So you tahu soalan apa yang akan ditanya. So prepared means that the kind of speech, prepared speech means that the kind of speech that you know the questions. For example, you do public speaking presentation, you present presentations on during meetings, for example, presentation during meetings, and also the things that you know lah basically. So that is prepared. Okay, so I would like to welcome everyone. Hello, hi, Miss Diana. How are you today?
Hi.
Hello, hi, how are you?
I'm good, alhamdulillah.
Good, alhamdulillah.
How are
How's
you,
work so far?
teacher?
I'm good, alhamdulillah.
It's quite hectic today.
Oh.
And it's a long day because back-to-back meeting from morning till evening.
May I know what kind of situation that you will be using English at the workplace?
What kind of situation? Not kind of clear of that question. Can you rephrase for me, teacher?
Sure, no problem. When do you use English at the workplace? Is it with the clients or with the bosses?
Actually, we rarely used English with our colleague and also bosses because most of my colleague and bosses are Malay. But we used English when we have to attend meeting with other countries because I'm at international department, so I need to attend meetings with other countries. such as UK and other from Malaysia.
So which country that you have most clients?
I would say UK and US mostly.
Okay, all right. So that one is what kind of presentation do you have? Do you have to present? Is it about what kind of work that you are dealing with? Is it about the law or
Yeah, basically about we attend meeting to know about what is going on about taxation in worldwide, and how do we interpret it in our domestic law. So I'm in that drafting legislation department. So in that department, I need to basically attend meetings to know what's going on with our rules and law nowadays.
all right, that's very interesting. So you have everything, I mean like the law has to be uniform, right?
The law has to be uniform, but I think each country has its sovereignty. So maybe some of the law you can adopt it and some of it cannot.
Thank you very much. I like it. I like the words that you use actually. Thank you very much, Miss Diana. Okay, if you notice, all right, there's a vocabulary, all right, used by Miss Diana, something that we can learn from as well. All right, we can learn about the pronunciation too. All right.
Sovereignty.
Okay, sovereignty.
Sovereignty.
And also, if it's British,
Sovereignty.
lebih kurang. Okay, so sovereignty, what does it mean? Kedaulatan. Okay, so we can learn a vocabulary, we learn English through other people as well. So that's why I want you to speak, right? I ask random questions actually. There are things that we can learn from as well. Okay, even though maybe we are not doing tax or we're not doing law, there are other things that we can learn from other people. The words that they use usually, the ones that we can learn from. So every country has its sovereignty. Okay, kedaulatan. So betul lah tu dia cakap. Interpreted. Yeah, it's very good. That's why I like it. All right. So and people rarely use it. Okay. So if you were to use it, then this is the word. Okay. So this is a new vocabulary. Thank you very much. Okay. How about anyone else? Okay. Let's see. Hello. Hi. How are you, Miss? Let me see. Mr. Faris. Are you there, Mr. Faris?
Yes.
How are you today?
I'm fine. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. What time do you finish work?
What?
What time do you usually finish your work?
I usually finish my work in the evening.
Evening. Okay. So what time do you usually go to work?
I'm not
Okay.
work yet.
Oh, okay. So all right. So what are you doing now? Are you SPM leaver?
Yes.
Okay. Alhamdulillah. So what are you doing now at the moment? Are you preparing for examination? Or no, you're preparing for interview?
Yes.
All right.
I am preparing interviews.
Okay. How was your SPM result? So far, so good?
Alhamdulillah. Good.
Good. Where are you originally from?
I am from Kelantan.
Kelantan. Which part of Kelantan? Which part?
Pekalan Cepa, Kota Baru.
Alhamdulillah. Which school did you go to?
MRSM Jadi.
MRSM Jadi. Oh, who's your English teacher?
Sir Nazirul.
Okay, sibuk dengan cikgu. No, I was a teacher as well at MRSM Kuala Berang. So I'm originally from yeah. So yeah, I don't have a lot of friends at MRSM Jadi, by the way. I do have friends from other MRSM too. But then yeah, hopefully I will help you as much as I can. Okay, let's speak English in this class, okay?
Okay.
All right, just go with the flow. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Faris. Okay. All right, okay, all right. So how about Miss Emmy? Hi, Miss Emmy, how are you? Are you there, Miss Amy? I just call names that I can see from here saja. Nasib lah ya. Kena panggil ke tak? Hello Miss Amy. Okay, macam tak dengar sangat. Actually, your voice macam jauh-jauh sikit. Can you? Yeah, sure. Okay. All right. So, how's so since you are in an insurance company, how's work so far? How do you get your customers?
Actually, I'm in IT department.
IT, okay.
So of course, I'm not dealing with customer directly.
All right. So at IT department, what do you do?
I in IT department, I'm as a change management team, which we need to handle more in the service ticket and control any deployments that our support team required to implement any changes in the applications in Liberty, using in Liberty.
All right. So if there's any changes, you are the one who will be doing the changes. And your team.
I'm something, how to say, I'm acting like policeman or something like how to say, macam apa tu? Sekejap.
Are you observing the policy as well? Like a
policy
policeman.
for policy for change management policy, and it's like immigration, like immigration cakap bahasa Inggeris apa?
Yeah, immigration too.
Yeah, immigration.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah, immigrations. Yeah. So every time like our internal business user, we call internal business user, they want to request changes in application, so they need IT support to support them to change any requests of any request to how to say to do deployment. So for the IT support team, before they do this deployment, they have to have the process and then need to go through our team change management to make sure all the requirement before the deployment before to go for deployment, something like that. It's hard for me to explain it.
Yeah. But it's a good practice actually. At least now you can explain what you're doing in English as well. Okay, so deployment means like what? Relocation, is it? Penempatan of people. Is that what you meant? Deployment?
Deployment, something like before you do changes in the system. Bukan, deployments mean deployment like how to say, deployment like before you implement certain changes in the application system. If I'm not mistaken, deployment and implementation is something like similar action or things to do.
This one got the meaning here. The action of bringing resources into effective action, right?
Yeah. Yeah, correct.
Because there are several meanings here. The first one is the movement of troops. Movement of troop lah. Movement of troop means pergerakan askar-askar. You deploy askar tu ke mana-mana. Macam deployment of the US soldiers to Iraq contohnya. So that is a movement of truth. I think the one that you're talking about is the action of bringing resources into effective action. Okay. So it's okay.
Yeah.
Even though there are things that we might not understand because it's very, I would say, related to your work. Okay, that's fine. At least you have tried to explain it in English. That's a good try. Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Okay, Miss Amy. All right. So that is something. It's a good practice because it's a practice that you can do in order for you to explain what you're doing in English. Okay, all right. You never know. People will ask, or this is a good practice for you to practice speaking in English as well. No problem at all. Okay, how about Mr. Thank you very much, Mr. Miss. Okay, Miss Amy. How about Mr. Azri? Are you there, Mr. Azri? Are you here today? I mean, of course you are here today, but can you speak?
Yes.
Okay. How are you tonight?
Very good, fine.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, so any projects that you are managing at the moment?
Yes, I manage the project.
Mhm.
Now, currently the project currently work in progress. 3 project. One project is Pasir Gudang, and second project is Sedenak, and another project is Mawai, Tengaruh.
Tengaruh. Where is it
This
at Tengaruh?
project is current. Tengaruh work to the Mersing. Jalan tu,
Oh, okay. Is it what kind of is it oil and gas? What kind of things are happening at Tengaruh specifically?
The specific of the work.
The work.
Actually, my work is electrical. Is now the work is currently lay the cable from the PPU to the PPU lah. My work is currently beside the work beside the jalan lah, tepi jalan.
Oh, okay. By the roadside.
By the roadside.
By the roadside. Okay. So these are the things that you're doing, laying the cable by the roadside from one PPU to another PPU. How long
Yes.
is the cable?
Depend of the project lah. Example for the project the Sedenak to PMB Sedenak to the Kulai is 20 kilometer. Another project is Pasir Gudang is another 50 kilometer. For the Tengaruh is 10 kilometer, 10 kilometer.
So what are the purposes of these cables?
Purpose.
Apa guna kabel ni? What are the purposes of this cable?
Okay. This cable to energize to cover the pollution of the development of the area taman di situ lah.
Is it the electricity?
Yes, electricity.
Okay. So you are the project engineer doing project engineering to provide electrical supplies to residential areas.
Yes.
Okay.
And another project to balance the electrical power lah to there. Because the district the current to maximum just I want to lay to cover any happen to there is electrical backup lah.
Very good. Is your background is in electrical engineering?
Yes, electrical engineering.
It's very related to what you have learned, right?
Yes, from SPM.
Since SPM,
Yes, I from to technical school.
You were from technical school. Which mind asking? Which technical school?
Penang technical school.
Oh, okay. So you like doing things like this. This is something that you like, is it?
Yes.
Okay, that's very good. You found the things that you like, and then the good thing is, it's something that you had started since you were in secondary school.
Yeah.
The reason why I say this is because some people they study something but then they do something else. right? They study certain degree, but then they jump into doing something that is different from what they had learned during the degree time. So good on you. Keep up the good work. So far, so good. You can explain what you are doing, and you remember how many kilometers of the cables, which is good. Okay, thank you very much,
Yes,
Mr. Al.
yes.
Any
Okay.
questions so far? Yes.
It's, must be remember.
Must remember. Oh, okay. That's a
Uh,
must. Oh, okay. No wonder. It's
because
compulsory.
my boss actually want to update to the progress the work.
Yeah, true,
Yeah,
true,
so
true.
I must remember lah.
Yeah, good that I've done the memory test with you. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so good.
Welcome.
Termute lah pula. Okay, so basically he can explain his work. Okay, which is good. Okay, thank you very much. Miss Bella. Hi, Miss Bella. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you,
Hi.
teacher?
I'm good. Alhamdulillah. How's work so far? Okay.
So far, so good. I just finished work at 4 and then rushing to my home, and then I have a exam from 7:30 until 9. So after 9, I rushing for this class also.
Oh my goodness. Aren't you tired?
No, so far so good.
So far so good,
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Is the class time okay for you?
Last time, okay. No
Any
worries.
no worries, yeah. Any problems happening in relation to English? Perhaps you want to ask me anything related to English?
So sorry?
Anything related to English that you would like to ask me, perhaps?
Just the communication skills lah. Because at work I need to present to white people, and it's a bit tough for me to explain and do a presentation for them to understand me, because I think maybe it's because of the vocabulary. So
Okay, I would say that too. Next week we can do it. Next week we can do presentation skills. I will ask you guys to watch a video, and then we can do video analysis from there as well. No problem. Did they say anything about you presenting? Which part that they do not understand? The content wise,
no, sometimes when I do the presentation, they can understand me, but sometimes I cannot understand them because of the accents, and sometimes the accent is so pekat,
thick. Yeah, sometimes it can be thick and it's hard for you. That's not your fault, but it's not your fault. Kan? They have to understand us as far as I mean, like it must have been an effort for them, for their side as well. We are trying to accommodate. Okay, for us to learn English as a second language pun, they should be thankful for us. Okay, tak adalah. But I would say yes, don't worry about it. It's not your fault. I would say if you have to present, you just do your best. Make sure your delivery in terms of your delivery is good, and also you answer what they ask as well. Show that your knowledge is there. You know it already. You know it. It's just a matter of you have to deliver, because it can be a problem in presentation is that you don't have enough information. For example, you cannot answer the question. That is when communication breakdown can happen. Okay, so my advice to you is that everyone here as well, if you were to present something, make sure the information that we have is more than enough to show our level of, not only that our level of proficiency is there, but also when you have enough knowledge, it shows that you are knowledgeable. Okay, so benda ni you kena ada. Kalau kita buat presentation, make sure kita ada enough information. If they ask, we can answer. Instead of saying, I will get back to you. Let's say kalau kita tak ada jawapan tu sangat, we can say, I will get back to you. But then, you cannot lah dodging everything. Kita tak boleh macam semua nak elak lah. Tak macam tu lah. Okay, so don't worry lah. For me, just take it easy, one at a time. Of course, we have to read. One of the best ways to increase our vocabulary is through reading. And of course, we can learn here as well. Okay, don't worry, inshallah. Okay, all the best to you, Miss Bella. Okay, all right, next. Okay, I will just call and, all right. Thank you very much. Okay, so I will just do it very quickly. Miss Fatin. Hi, Miss Fatin. How are you tonight?
Hi, teacher. I'm fine.
Good, good. How's life so far? Okay.
Life so far so good. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. And also, yeah, what's happening now? Are you working? You had completed your studies?
I'm currently helping my mom with baking cookies.
Okay, all right. Is there any job interview that you are attending or will be attending?
For now, there is no for call interview yet.
Call interview?
Call
you
interview.
call. All right.
I'm just
Wait,
applying.
implying. Okay, all right. But then your degree is in what? Economics?
Economics, but majoring in human resource in economics.
Majoring in HR
in
and then
economics.
in economics, eh? So what
Yeah.
kind of job prospects that you could have?
Job prospect, it is focused on human resource. It can be human resource or admin or I am just apply executive economics in TNB.
TNB. Oh, okay.
TNB. Tenaga Nasional Berhad.
Okay, so at the moment, yeah, maybe your mom is selling cookies?
Cookies, yeah.
Selling online?
Cookies. No. My mom sell the cookies to the Petronas or restaurant of Q Bistro.
Okay, hi dari TNB tu. Okay, please check. Please check for her application. Okay. Ada Mr. Azri is from TNB lah tu maknanya. Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay, thank you for saying that. Okay, apa lagi? Yeah, so your mom is tak sebab if you ni then you can promote it to me as well. So that I can buy. Okay. Alright.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Alright. Other than that, so you are still the good thing is you are taking this time to perfect your English. Okay, so is there anything that you have learned from this session? Perhaps, okay, maybe you can say anything. This session, last session, what else? What have you learned?
I have learned from last class minggu lepas I have learned teacher said to list a new words every words that we should list and write a meaning of each word and hafal and what hafal in
Memorize.
Memorize.
Yeah, memorize this.
Each word. Yeah.
Okay, what are the words that you remember?
From the article that from the story that teacher has sent to us, the words of crouch. The meaning of the crouch is mencangkung.
Oh, actually kan, the word is crouch down.
Oh, crouch down.
Dia kena
crouch down.
dia kena together. Tak boleh crouch saja. Crouch down boleh kata. Crouch down mean duduk cangkung. Alah, you tengok magnifying glass tu. Ni kalau orang baca dia tahulah cerita ni. Apa tu nama dia? Burning glass, burning grass. Okay, cerita tu.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. So I remember the story because alamak, hari kot I baca cerita tu dengan student. I think. Okay, so if you guys read the story, okay, from the module that I sent to you dalam link tu, nanti I share again. Okay, siapa yang baru masuk mungkin tak jumpa link. Okay, so there are a few stories that I had shared with you, and one of them is burning glass, burning grass. There are only 2 pages, ada 2 pages saja. The purpose is for you to read and understand the story, number 1. Number 2 is for you to look up for the words that you do not understand and list them down in your vocabulary book. Carilah buku 5-5 ke apa, buku yang you tak guna ke, buku dah tulis sikit tapi ada lebih. So you tulis nombor and then tulis perkataan yang kita tak faham masuk dalam bahasa Melayu. So these are the words you accumulated and these are your vocabulary. The best is you memorize those words. Hafal perkataan-perkataan yang kita tulis itu. Okay, so cari perkataan through reading. It doesn't take a lot. Okay, it doesn't take a long time pun. I didn't give you a lot of stories because memang cerita ni dah cukup dah. This is diploma level English. Okay, so it's not too a beginner, it's intermediate, tengah-tengah. So you can understand the story. Kalau katalah tak faham, tak apa. You cari perkataan yang you tak faham tu. Contohnya, the dead leaves crackle and small twigs ni benda pula. Okay, Google. Exploded in the fierce afternoon heat, a chorus of cicadas. Benda pula cicadas. Okay, cari. A chorus of cicadas bored hole in the still air. The fields were parched. Pula setiap ayat ni aku tak faham. Okay, cari. Okay, so maksudnya sekarang ni ialah this shows that this had happened in the past sebab cerita dia dalam past tense, exploded, bored, cerita dia dah lepas. Then this paragraph shows that the setting is hot, hari yang panas. Okay, sebab apa? You bayangkan daun yang dead leaves, daun yang dah mati, crackles kan kalau musim panas dekat Perlis getah tu kan, macam itulah you imagine. And then bunyi tu sampai pecah. Crackles and twigs tu adalah ranting kayu pun meletup. So these are the chorus of cicadas ni binatang apa? Okay, jom kita check sekejap. So this is how we look up for, kita baca and kita faham. Oh, cicadas, riang-riang binatang ni yang bunyi kuat tu. Okay, actually I also don't know, but bunyi dia macam tu lah, lebih kurang kan. Dia panggil chorus tu sebab dia orang ni kadang bunyi bersama-sama, buat bunyi. Dia panggil lah chorus. So this is the beauty of a language tau. The beauty of English is that there are chorus. Siapa pula yang menyanyi tak? Ni binatang ni je. Tapi ayat dia tu kita boleh buat macam ni. So dia boleh jadi ayat berbunga juga. Sebab itu if you read literature like this, you will be amazed with the words that they use. So for example, this one, the whole countryside was panting for water. Ni maksudnya, countryside tu kawasan luar bandar. Dia nak cakap kawasan kampung tu macam minta air. Siapa panting ni? It's like you asking for water. It's really dry. So maksudnya apa? Panting ni is like macam pohon nyo melambai. Bila pula pohon nyo boleh melambai orang? Tak. Tapi disebabkan oleh literature, sastra, you can break certain things. You can use the words that are usually used for human beings, but then you can use it for inanimate objects macam ni. Benda kita boleh gunakan, perkataan kita selalu guna untuk manusia, tapi dalam literature kita boleh gunakan untuk benda. Macam ni lah. Okay. So this is how that's why kalau you faham apa nama dia, you read and then you will see the beauty of a language tu. Kalau you tak baca, tak faham, tak memahami, tak pergi jauh, then you nampak perkataan je. Okay, these are the words lah. Okay, right, something like cengkerik. Yes, kalau cengkerik tu cricket. Tapi I would say adik-beradik dia. Sebab you tanya, kalau tanya saya bukan, tak mahir sangat lah insect ni. Tapi cricket tu cengkerik. Tapi I will say dia adik-beradik je ni. Cricket, you kena tulis ni, nanti orang ingat cricket lain. Kan, gitu. Okay, aku salah je. Macam tu. Tapi cicada ni macam ni. Oh, macam ni pula kita tahu ejaan dia? Oh, yang ni kita kena Google. Cicadas.
Cicadas.
Kita jangan guna. Kita jangan cakap cicada pula. Kan? Sebab tu saya pun Google juga ni. Sebab saya takut salah kan. Kita macam binatang kot. Macam bukannya kita selalu guna perkataan ni. Kalau orang yang belajar sains keluar, okay, dia tahu.
Cicadas.
Okay, kenapa ni A dia tu? Sebab American pronunciation selalunya A, bukan selalulah, A dia tu A. Ada, cicada, plant. Kan? Kalau British, kalau tak kisah, you nak sebut mana saya tak kisah. Kan, you sekejap nak guna boleh, tak ada masalah pun. Cicadas, ikut suka you, kau faham kan. So dua-dua boleh guna. And then you tak perlu maintain pun, ni bukan exam. You tak perlu, kalau saya guna British, nanti saya kena maintain. Tak perlu, tak ada orang kisah pun. So my point is that sometimes you have to take it easy. Kadang-kadang orang macam very uptight tau, macam salah tu. ada orang betulkan. Ada seorang cikgu ni dia cerita kat saya, dia kata dia kena dibetulkan. Padahal tak ingat perkataan apa tapi tak ingat perkataan apa tapi English British pronunciation tu macam dia orang sebut. Cikgu tu sebut American pronunciation tapi kawan-kawan dia cakap salah tu. Lepas tu dia cakap saya senyap je lah. Malah nak betulkan balik. Sebab biar dia cari sendiri lah. Macam ya ke? Kalau you beritahu maybe biar dia cari sendiri macam tu. Okay lah. Okay, you. Okay, so these are the words lah. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Miss Fatin at least dia bagi tahu. Okay, perkataan yang dia dah belajar. Okay, so I want you to also read the book, the reading materials, okay, that I sent to you. Okay, I will send again nanti after this class. Okay, just to remind. Okay, who else have read any materials? Siapa yang dah baca any kind of reading materials that I had shared with you earlier? Tak ada, okay. Tak ada pula dah. Okay, tak apa. Alright. Okay. Miss, how about Miss Iza? Hi, Miss Iza, how are you? Are you there? Tak ada, Miss Iza? Mungkin Miss Iza ke dapur mungkin? Okay, tak apa. How about Miss Nafa? Hi, Miss Nafa, how are you? Miss Nafa, asalnya last. Okay, mana pergi Miss Nafa? Miss Nafa 1, Miss Nafa 2. Okay, tak ada. Hi, Mr. Muhammad, how are you? Saya call cepat-cepat sikit. Hi, Mr. Muhammad, how are you? Mr. Muhammad pun tak ada. Kan kena tunggu sekejap. Okay, tak ada juga. Alright, tak apa. Miss Nora Dunia, hi, how are you?
Hi.
Okay. Hi, how are you tonight?
Sorry, I'm in car. I'm in car.
Oh, where were you? I mean, where are you now and where were you from?
Okay, now I just waiting my client. I'm from ST Rosham. I just finished my task because I am brand ambassador for Peachy Talk. So today is first day Peachy Talk in ST Rosham Mat.
How was it?
Okay.
Brand ambassador for apa? Peachy Talk?
Peachy Talk. PEACHYTOX. Detox product. Detox product because I am an actor, influencer. Before this I pernah cakap
you mentioned it before.
Yes.
You are a content creator as well as you're doing review as well. So you are a brand ambassador for Peachy Talks. Okay, tell us more. Promote us Peachy Talks. Promote to us the Peachy Talk. In English.
Hello.
Okay.
In English. Peachy Talk is a product for your usus sama English apa Guts. Peachy Talk is that for your deck. For the benefit is for menjaga usus, save you from GERD, and then apa lagi Sorry lah.
I just put you on the spot anyway. So tak apa, next time. But I can help you. Maybe you want to say something like it helps to keep you it helps you apa tadi you want to say about guts, right? It protects your guts.
Yes.
It protects your
And
guts.
then for bloated,
avoid bloating.
Bloated. Sembelit dalam bahasa Inggeris apa
Constipation.
Okay, first time I dengar you.
Oh, you can? Okay, next. Okay, tulis nanti. Semua orang yang tak tahu. Okay, wait. I would write down.
How to spell?
Constipation. It can help you to reduce the risk of constipation. Perhaps takkan nak cakap avoid constipation. Kan orang saya constipation juga. Okay, maybe you can say it helps you to reduce the risk of constipation, perhaps.
Constipation.
Tak apa, nanti you boleh check.
Constipation sembelit.
Yes. Alright. Okay. It helps you. What else? What else? What else? Lagi?
Okay.
Is
For
there any other?
detox.
Mm-hmm.
For detox.
Other than constipation? Tu je. Oh, to detox. Okay, your body.
So detox your body.
Mm-mm.
I
Okay,
also
okay.
just finished my film, Cobra
Wow.
7 film. The main is Sazy Sam and Diana Daniel.
Ni famous ni. Diorang ni.
No lah.
What's the name again? We will support you. Okay, brand.
Nora Pichita. Which one?
The name of the film.
Film Cobra 7.
Cobra 7. You are acting as what?
Yes, I acting. In film I am police undercover.
Undercover police.
Yes.
Undercover policewoman. Okay lah.
Yes, in
Okay,
film.
very good. Alright.
The reason
Undercover.
I masuk kelas sebab I memang I don't know. I don't have confidence to speak.
Don't worry. Okay, at least you tried. Okay, this is a good start. Okay, of
Yeah.
course, 4 classes, 4 hours classes are not enough, but this is a good start for you. Now you
Yes.
know, now you know that there are ways to study English, the importance of to have a good range of vocabulary, and then now you know how speaking classes are being conducted. So nanti after this, after the classes, after we finish nanti, I want you to also do self-study. Okay, study sendiri, practice on your own and things like that. If you want to come back, you want to learn again, also you are more than welcome. Okay. So far so good. You can actually speak in English. Of course, you need to find the words and then arrange the sentences so that you can convey a clearer meaning. Maksud yang lebih jelas. Kalau you susun ayat tadi tu. Actually ada. Cuma mungkin
how do I speak and think to susun ayat first? So macam mana?
Dia kena biasa. Number one, you have to always speak. Kena sentiasa bercakap. Do you have anyone that you can talk to in English? Anyone around you? Ada orang tak yang you boleh practice?
Ada. Aku Mustafa is my bapa angkat dalam bahasa. Aku Mustafa tu bapa angkat dalam bahasa Inggeris.
Godfather. Godfather. Okay, jap I tulis.
Godfather.
Ni.
Godfather.
Nanti bukan God usus lah ni. Macam tu. Ejaan dia.
How to spell?
G-O-D.
G-O-D.
God as if God Tuhan, tapi dalam bahasa Inggeris ni maksud lain. Godfather ni is
Godfather.
Ayah angkat. Macam tu.
Ayah angkat. So kalau macam aku Mustafa tu kan dia memang jenis speaking all the time. Dia speaking, dia memang tak pandai cakap Melayu, tapi dia memang nak belajar cakap Melayu dengan I nak belajar cakap English dengan dia.
It's the opposite.
Yes. So kadang-kadang dia cuba macam bertatih-tatih, walaupun kita nampak dia pandai berlakon cakap
Melayu.
Malay kan, tapi kalau kat rumah all the time dia English.
Oh ya ke? Then you just practice with him. Actually kan orang yang memang bercakap bahasa Inggeris ni sebagai bahasa pertama, or they speak English fluently, orang-orang macam ni tak judging. They are not judging.
No.
Dia orang tak judge. That's why we feel more comfortable. But if you don't have anyone that you don't have anyone you can practice English with, you talk to yourself pun. You talk in front of the mirror pun okay. Talk sendiri, tak ada mirror, you talk just talk easily saja inside your house. Tak ada orang judge. No one will judge you. First you have to practice. Okay, number 1. Number 2, increase your vocab. Okay. Alright. Okay, thank you very much. Okay.
Alright, sure. Thank you.
Okay. Tu siapa nak berlakon ni boleh tanya Miss Nora.
Boleh.
Okay, berlakon tambahan. Alright. Thank you very much. Okay, alright, thank you very much. Okay, so I think I would just like to welcome one more person, and other than that, I would just ask volunteers after this, okay, so that we can finish in time. We start in time, we finish in time. Okay, I will just call random lah. Hi, Miss Nur Safira, how are you?
Hi teacher and everyone.
Hi, how's life so far, okay?
All good. Occupied with work as usual.
Occupied, okay. Wait, have I talked to you before? No, kan? This is the first, right?
At time during the introduction only.
Introduction just now?
No, last week.
Oh, last week. Okay, sorry. I think I have confused you with another person. Okay, tak apa. Let's talk. Okay. Okay. So, what have you learned so far? Perhaps is there any any new words perhaps that you have learned?
Just now is the kedaulatan one,
Sovereignty.
sovereignty. Yeah,
Yes.
that
Okay.
one.
How about last week? Is there any new word last week?
Last week is whimsical. Is it whimsical? I forgot already. Or another new word is like I'm over the moon.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What's the meaning of over the moon?
What does it mean?
Ingat balik. Tak apa. Okay,
I
try.
got the note.
Okay, no problem. Easy je. This one is the easiest.
It's like extremely happy.
Extremely happy, yes. Another word to say happy is extremely happy. Yeah, very good. Okay, now you remember. Okay, all right. So good to talk to you. All right, thank you very much, Miss Safira. Okay, how about kejap. Miss Suhaila. Hi, Miss Suhaila. How are you? Hi, Miss Suhaila. I just kejap, takut dia tak perasan. Hi, Miss Suhaila. Kau tak ada tak apa. Hi, Miss Nurin.
Yes. Hi.
Hello, hi. How are you?
I'm good.
Good,
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, so I would like to ask you, just one final question. What kind of situation at your workplace that you have to speak English?
I'm a student.
You're a student. Are you an SPM leaver?
No. I just finished my diploma.
Diploma in what?
Course in counseling.
Okay, all right. Course in counseling. Okay, what makes you love doing counseling?
Can Miss repeat again?
Why did you choose counseling? What motivates you to choose that?
Firstly, I chose counseling because I love to macam bersosial dengan orang.
You like to talk to people?
Yeah, and
Okay.
I like to macam kejap. I like to macam share untuk bantulah diorang.
What kind of betul, you want to help people.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically the idea is for you to help people. Okay, so this one will be, are you going to go to secondary or primary school?
What?
Are you going to be a teacher at a counselor teacher perhaps? No, not necessarily.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Is it
also can be a counselor or social work.
Very good. Okay,
Yeah.
so I wish you the best. Okay, inshallah. All right, thank you very much. Okay, all right. So I would like to thank you very much, everyone. So these are the people that I had asked. Okay, I hope that you guys are okay. For those who for those that I haven't asked, okay, hopefully you can do the presentation perhaps. Okay, so maybe you can do anything that I had shared with you. Just take one. Okay, so is there any volunteer for this question? So this is the book, English for Communication, Speaking Prompts for ASL Learners. Okay, the book is designed to help you practice speaking with me, okay, in these classes. And also, if we don't have classes pun, I hope that you can practice these topics with your friends. Contohnya, aku ada soalan. Okay, aku ada buku ni. Okay, jom kita practice sama-sama. Okay, aku tanya kau jawab contoh pun boleh juga. Okay, what do you know about the tourism industry in your country? Macam tu. Orang jawab, kalau ada 4 orang, satu bulat seorang contohnya. Ataupun semua ni satu bulat ni untuk orang yang sama pun boleh juga. Okey, nanti aku jawab tourism, kau jawab safe drivers contohnya. Ataupun okey, kau pilih nombor lah, kau pilih nombor. Ada 1 hingga 70. Kau nak nombor berapa? Aku dia tak tahulah. So kita main teka-teki. And then cakap okay, number 25. Then you pun buka nombor 25. Okay, this is the question. It's like a guessing game and you don't know what the question is. Kan? So macam itulah cara nak guna buku ni with your friends. I think best if you can practice it with your friends. Kalau tak tahu, you boleh je Google sambil belajar kan. Okay, alright. So any volunteer? Tak ada? No. Kan? Tak ada. Seorang. Baik awal kita ni. Macam mana nak jawab contohlah. Hi, Assalamualaikum and a very good evening. Today my topic is on tourism. I know a lot about tourism in my tourism industry in my country. It has contributed a lot to the economic growth of Malaysia. It is a big tourism because it also has provided job opportunities. You tak perlu baca pun soalan, you just jawab je terus, you jawab bullet point. Okay, so ataupun you nak jawab tak nak jawab bullet point, you nak cerita sendiri, boleh. Okay, alright, anyone? I think macam dengar suara tu, okay? Kan, I punya bayangan je.
Hi, teacher. Fira.
Hi, okay. Yes, okay, Miss Fee.
I think I can start first.
Yes,
But
sure.
can I pick a public figure?
Boleh. Question number?
3, I think. 3 or
3.
4.
Okay, number 3 ke?
Public
Public figure. Alright, over to you.
Alright, hi, I'm Fira, everyone. I pick public figure because Khairul Aming, Syed Saddiq, and Bella Estella are always in my mind. So for me, qualities public figure should have. I think public figure should be responsible because people look up for them. For example, one of it, the most beneficial one is the good one is Khairul Aming, Syed Saddiq, and Bella Estella, the famous one right now. So I think they should also be honest and careful with what they say because their word can influence others. And I think they need to be a good role model, especially for young people. Then, how public figures become influential? I think they become influential because many people follow them, especially on social media. When people keep watching and listening to them, slowly they start to trust them. That is how their influence grow. Then, would I like to be a public figure? Honestly, I think it is interesting, but I'm not sure because at this moment I'm not confident yet because being a public figure means you don't have much privacy, but it is for business or to build something meaningful. I think I might consider, but not like Alif Shukri lah. Then point number 4, privacy of public figures. I think public figures still deserve privacy. Not everything they need to share on the social media. Just because they are famous doesn't mean people can expose everything about them. They should be a limit or boundaries. Then last point, the idea that society give too much attention, meaning does society give too much attention? I think yes. Sometimes people give too much attention to public figure. Some things are not that important, but people still talk about it a lot. I think we should focus more on things that really matter. On gossip is not matter. That's all. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. Very good. Very clear. Actually, if you ask me, yeah, the message has been sent. I understood what you were saying. I actually drawn into your story. So I think this is a very good one. Okay, so I want you to keep up the good work. And the fact that you had done it, the first one, it shows that you are brave. Okay, so keep up the good work. I want you to keep on speaking, have that how do you say, the bravery, the courage inside you. Okay, never feel afraid to speak. That's very good. Okay, all right. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, most welcome. Okay, next, anyone else who would like to speak?
Hi, baby.
Hi. Hey, Bella is here? You're
Yeah.
back? Okay, you want to try?
Yeah.
Okay, which question? Wait. Kenapa dia? Wait. I can hear. Wait. I couldn't hear you. It's almost like echoing. Dia echo. Dia bergema.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. I think it's better now. Which question are you doing? Soalan?
Number 5.
Number 5. Okay, home comforts. All right. So over to you whenever you are ready. Okay, I just use this. Okay.
Okay, so home comfort for me is like I love my home. My home is sugar. It's a heaven for me because I love home cook. Everything is about home, my bed, and I think home luxury is just apa tu, privilege for them. And then if you ask me if I can survive with just a tent and a backpack when you travel around the world, I can say yes, but in a short term because I need my handphone and a Wi-Fi. Okay, and then yeah, that's all. I think home comfort is the main topic for me lah.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, at least you tried. Okay, all right, and I understood what you were saying. You were talking about how comfortable the home is, and this is where your heart is as well. Okay, that's good. All right, like I said, you can go with the flow with the questions as well. No problem at all. Okay, so it's almost like okay, the comfort of homes wherever you are, whatever you do at the end of the day, once you come back. Is almost a privilege. Like you mentioned just now, it's almost like a privilege to come back and to have the comfort of our own home. All right, thank you very much. Okay, Bella. All right, all right. Anyone else? Perhaps.
Hello, teacher.
Hello, hi. How are you?
Fine, teacher.
Good. Alhamdulillah. Okay. Which question?
Okay, teacher. I choose 6 number. Better
number
way
6.
to study.
Yes, over to you.
Okay, teacher. Some tip. I think tip to better way to study is brief lah. Brief. You must brief to study. Never give up. So this and then you don't shy. You must confident. So everything is okay. And then how to manage time for me anywhere you can study. Anywhere you can study, you just choose place you think very good for you lah. Like for example, cafe or any place. So option study alone or study group. For me, I choose study group because when we are one group, have communication two way. So this good to communication. So I suggest to use a ChatGPT. You can ask anything. For example, how to learn English better. So ChatGPT one technology I think very good lah to use. So you can ask anything which ChatGPT. That's all.
All right, wait. Okay, give me a second. Where is it? Okay dah. Punya nak cari unmute. Okay, dah jumpa dah. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Muhammad. So far, so good. Okay, so very brave of you to talk about it. So the ways to study, better ways to study. I do agree with you when you mention about it is important for us to work as a team, work in group, because two heads are better than one, right? So when you study in group, if you study alone, it's different. Okay, because you are on your own. If you interpret something, it's just you and you. But then if you learn with other people, you tend to get ideas from different people that you've never thought of. Okay, because I also get that as well. When I want to, every time when we are discussing, and suddenly they come up with a different direction that we had thought before, and that gives us more variety to our ideas, which is good. Again, so yeah, that's the beauty of working as a team or doing studies, doing study group as well. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Muhammad.
Okay.
All right. Okay, guys. One thing that I notice is that when we are focusing on what you are saying, kita fokus kepada input, kita fokus kepada content. Despite there are also grammatical mistakes, benda tu bukan penghalang untuk orang memahami apa yang kita cakap. I did not even fix, okay, for example, the word we have to responsible. Actually, kalau ayat yang betul ialah we have to be responsible. But adakah fokus kita ini nak merujuk kepada ketepatan ayat? Bukan. Kalau kata kita berkomunikasi dengan siapa-siapa sahaja, the focus is on meaning, maksud. Itu beza dia. Sebab kita bercakap supaya kita menyampaikan maksud yang kita cuba sampaikan. Kita bukan nak merujuk kepada ketepatan. So that is the difference. Because I want you to understand that it's okay for you to make mistakes as you speak. Sebab walaupun ada, kan, kita nak fokus kepada input, kita nak fokus kepada content, kita nak fokus kepada you jawab soalan tadi. That's why my focus is on listening to you, understanding you. Yes, there are parts that we can fix later. Kita boleh fix later. Okay, actually kalau maksud tu sampai, the communication tak ada breakdown. Benda tu jelas. Tak perlu cakap apa-apa dah, macam tak perlu baiki lagi. Tapi kalau kita belajar untuk exam ataupun kita belajar, kita nak tahu apakah benda yang betul, kita bagi tahulah. Kita akan belajar benda tu, kita akan belajar sentence structure contohnya. So when you write a sentence, if you say we have to be responsible, kita tak boleh cakap we have responsible or it is responsibility. Tak boleh, kita kena cakap it is our responsibility to study or seperti tu. Okay, tapi because my focus is on delivery, my focus is on the message, and the message is clear to me, and then there's nothing wrong with the speech, macam tu. Tapi of course I boleh identify the parts that you can improve on is that the sentence structure. For example, when you want to use adjective, kata sifat contohnya macam responsible, I ingat perkataan responsible sebab I ambil tadi sebab I tulis benda lain, kan. Tapi yang macam adjective tu lah, cara nak susun adjective tu je. Okay, other than that, no problem. Okay, other than that, of course we have to, your vocabulary is there. I think the focus for you is on sentence structure, sutur ayat. Kalau kata you nak baiki lagi supaya lebih tepat, is on your sentence structure, sutur ayat. Okay, tak apa, you kena cakap lagi banyak so that I can fix more. Alright, next time. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, maybe last person perhaps? Anyone else would like to try?
I want to try.
Siapa Bella? Oh, okay, Miss. Okay, ada orang kat belakang suara dia ke? Okay, Mr. Faris, over question number?
Number 1.
Number 1. Okay, boleh. Kejap give me a second. I need to fix something. Number 1. Okay, the question of tourism. Okay, over to you.
From my point of view, I could say that tourism industry actually harm our country's environment. The reason I say this because tourists who come to our country actually pollute the environment by throwing rubbish anywhere. As a result, it will harm our environment and also will jeopardize the marine life. In conclusion, I could say that the government plays a vital role, but to increase awareness among people.
Wow, okay, thank you. Done? Finish, right?
Done.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Faris. Okay, I like the words that he used. Actually, I will highlight this. Increase awareness. Selalunya kalau kita nak cakap meningkatkan kesedaran, ayat yang sama je, meningkatkan kesedaran adalah increase awareness. So everyone just stick to these words. Okay, this is called collocation. Collocation ni, I think I mentioned this before. Collocation adalah pairing of words. Words that always stick together. Senang. Set up, set in, logging, log out. Hand in, hand out, crouch down. So dua perkataan tapi ada memberi satu maksud. Sama juga dengan increase awareness, dua perkataan memberi satu maksud. Okay, tapi boleh jadi maksud pendek, boleh jadi maksud yang panjang. Kita nak cakap macam mana nak meningkatkan kesedaran, kita dah tahu dah maksud increase, kita dah tahu dah awareness. Tapi awareness tu enhance, awareness ke highlight, awareness ke apakah vocab yang kita nak gunakan untuk tingkatkan and strengthen awareness ke tak? Is increase awareness. As simple as that. Itu sebab tu. Okay. Alright. No, collocation. Yes. The word empower. Mr. Firdaus. Yes. Collocation. Okay. Nanti you check. Okay. Collocation tu. Alright. I think I ada mention sekali dua. Tapi tak apa. Kita boleh check lagi. Collocation. Collocation ni adalah perkataan yang memang dia pair. In English, dia together. Native speaker contohnya. Okay, yang ni macam heavy rain, fast food, and make a mistake. Yang ni lagi senang. Dia kena banyak sikit. Kalau you cakap, oh sorry, I make a mistake. You tak cakap I do a mistake. Or I create a mistake. Tak, I make a mistake. Kalau nak bercerita dengan orang, tell jokes, tell stories. Bukannya create jokes, create stories. Bukan. Perkataan macam tu, you kena tahu verb dengan noun tu untuk cakap, oh I'm doing homework. Bukan I creating, I finish homework. Boleh juga. Tapi kalau you tengah buat, I'm doing homework. Take a risk. Kan? So macam tu lah. Dia, nanti you tengok lagi, banyak lagi net collocation yang pairing macam tu. Sebab apa? Bila kita ada, senang. Kita just, dia macam mix and match tau. We have to increase awareness among people. It is a vital role. Kan dia sebut tadi, you kena tulis tu benda-benda perkataan yang you jumpa tadi. It's a vital role. Vital role. Dia sebut tadi, Mr. Faris tadi. Dia kata, essential, crucial. It is a vital role. Penting. Vital tu penting. Peranan penting. You tahu berrole tapi you tahu vital, lepas tu you tak nak combine. Benda ni dua. Kan, inilah perkataannya. Itulah collocation. Always, vital tu tahu dah penting. Role tu peranan. Kalau kita combine peranan penting, okay, done. Kan? So you tahu maksud individu, you tahu maksud kalau kita combine dia memberitahu vital peranan penting. Macam tu ke senang? Itu English. Chunk of words. Yes, chunk of words. Can be 2 words, can be 3 words. Chunk of words, collocations. Kan? Alright, thank you very much. Okay, last but not least, tadi nampak ada orang nak present. Anyone else?
Teacher saya.
Miss Diana dengan Mr. Azri. Okay, no problem. Siapa dulu?
Maybe Mr. Azri can go first.
Okay, Mr. Azri, question number?
65.
Oh, banyak. Oh, jauh. 65. Okay, boleh. No problem. Dia satu buku. Don't worry. And nanti you guys will get this one. Okay, 65. Teamwork. Over to you.
Okay, teamwork. Working in a team can reduce the cost, time, and workload. However, working in the team can only be successful if there is a good teamwork. I very agree this this article because my experience working is a team. For example, in the project, I can manage the project to deliver follow the timeline lah because teamwork can separate the job. For example, one team can solve the cable in the road. Second team can solve the equipment for the substation. Just and currently the project can finish to due to the time lah. And sekali dapat siap dalam sekaligus lah. Contohlah saya. Okay.
Can complete the work all together at the same time?
Okay. To complete work together lah. Quality of the teamwork also because one person have the good for the good for the task, and one person good for the another task can to combine and can collaborate to manage the project lah. Whether you can I prefer to working in the team because actually in my project any person have a task to help another people to complete the overall task. And the view that good team must be a good leader. This a good leader because in the project management, because I a leader to manage the team, because I must to be a good leader because I want to my team to manage and deliver the project, not to finish complete the day, but must be follow the specificity and
specification.
Specification and SOP of the site. And another is to suggest to create a healthy teamwork. I manage the team because any problem we are good. We sit down and meeting and can say what problem, and they say the problem anything in the meeting. No, what's the problem at the person can whether we can solve the problem to manage the project and reduce the cost, time and workload. That's all to me.
Okay, that's all from me. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. Good. All right, so you are very well prepared. Okay, you know what you're saying. You know what you're talking about. You are prepared. This is something that I'm looking for. Okay, and I can see that you know that you have done your research, but still I can see that, I can feel that, I can hear, I can feel that you are speaking from your heart. You're speaking spontaneously as well. Okay, so I want you to keep up the good work. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, all right, so that would be Mr. Azri. Okay, all right, so he talked most tonight. Very good. Okay, so also good. Thank you very much. Okay, Miss Diana, over to you. Question number?
I would like to choose number 4, trying
Number
something
4.
different.
Yes, okay. What kind of let's hear what are the things that she had done differently. Okay, sekejap, I need to be jauh sangat tu. Okay, wait. Okay, over to you.
So I just want to share with my friends here something that I do differently than the mundane work. I take up scuba diving as a hobby since 2022, and I can say that scuba diving changed my life in a way. It helps me to stay calm in the most intense situation. For example, as a diver, you cannot be panicked underwater. Let's say if your air inside the tank is out of air, you have to do some sort of skills to ensure that you can resurface safely. And besides that, I think I met a lot of friends there, whether inside or outside of Malaysia. With this friend, I share experiences and interests about marine life, and also we talk much about our point of view about life, um, and apart from that, we also share about what kind of favorite food that each country has. So I'm still glad that I chose scuba diving as something different because I like to challenge myself. So that's the thing that I want to share with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss Diana. Wow, very impressive. Are you doing this alone? All right, I heard that you talk about food, meaning that these are the people from different countries, right?
Yes.
Okay, so are you alone or you are with friends as well?
I'm doing that with my husband.
Ah, okay, that's good to know. All right, so both of you are which country? Is it in Malaysia or you also go overseas?
Recently in January we went to Pulau Weh Aceh in Indonesia.
Wow, how was it?
Spectacular, amazing, and it's a diverse marine biodiversity. So it's a lot. Fish identification. I'm so excited to see so many creatures underwater.
Wow. Is it different from the places that you had been before?
I
Aceh,
think
right? You mentioned.
I think it's much more or less the same like Pulau Tioman, but I can say that in Pulau Weh Aceh you can see barracuda more often rather than in Pulau Tioman.
Oh wow, you can tell the differences between one place to another. That's very impressive as well, right? So yeah, you are doing work, doing law and things like that, but at the same time you are enjoying life in
Yes.
such a spectacular way that not a lot of people do it. I mean, like the people that I've met, you are the first who are an avid scuba diver. Oh, okay, so which is good. All right. Wow, keep up the good work. And let us know more about it in the future.
Inshallah.
Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, thank you for the sharing. Okay, very much interesting. Yeah, true, Mr. Far, very interesting. Mr. Firdaus, do you want to say anything, perhaps?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
I will try to share.
You try. Oh, okay. Question number?
Okay. Two, driver, safe
Number 2.
driver.
Safe driver. Okay, over to you.
So hi everyone, today I will talk about safe drivers. Safe drivers are important because they keep everyone safe on the road. A safe driver is someone who follows the rules. It means drivers care about their own life and the life of others. People should not just drive fast, they should drive carefully. A safe driver is patient. Drivers do not get angry. They are also focused. People should not use a phone or eat while driving. I try to be like this. I believe staying calm is the most important thing for drivers on the road. Traffic jams are boring and annoying, but a safe driver stay calm. Drivers should not stay too close to the car in front. Even if the traffic is slow, people must stay patient and wait for their turns. Switching lanes can be dangerous. It should only be done when necessary. A safe driver always use the signal first. Drivers check the mirror carefully. People should not move suddenly because it scares others on the road. I think the government should help more. They can give prizes or discounts to good drivers who have no accidents. They can also put more posters on the road to remind everyone to drive slowly. This will make more people want to be safe drivers. That's all from me.
Thank you. All right. So yeah, very much well prepared. Okay. Okay. All right. Good try. Okay. Thank you very much, Firdaus. Okay. Hopefully next time, we will hear you doing presentation for your conference, perhaps, and any topic of interest later. Okay. All right. Thank you
Okay.
very much. Okay. All right. So yeah. Okay. Last question from Miss Nafa. Miss Nafa said that. Okay, from the chat box, dia kata, is it normal if sometimes we try speaking in English, but suddenly think of anything, can't think of anything to speak out, but then bila you tulis, you can write down slowly pula. Macam tu kan. Okay, I will tell you what, this is very quickly, okay. Dua skill yang berbeza. Speaking and writing are two different skills. Speaking, spontaneous, forgiving. Kenapa forgiving? It's okay for you to make mistakes. It's spontaneous, it's impromptu, it can be real time. That's why I say it's forgiving, because when you make mistake, orang tak boleh marah you. Sebab you tengah cakap ni, it's like real time. You have to speak directly at that time. Kalau you buat mistake pun, it's okay. It's inevitable. Errors could happen. Number one. Number two is that the good thing about speaking is, orang tak nampak you buat spelling mistake ke tak. Pasal tak? It has nothing to do with written text. Meanwhile, writing, you have to be grammatically correct, spelling must be correct. Orang nampak, huruf besar, huruf kecil, titik, tak ada, semua orang nampak. Everything is printed. That's why I said two different skills. Speaking ni, orang dia maafkan. Kalau you buat salah, orang tak nampak, orang tak dengar, orang tak perasan, orang fokus kepada maksud. Okay, speaking tu. Dah lah, tak ada tulis pun, orang tak nampak spelling tu. Kalau you salah macam walk, past tense, you kena sebut walk. Ladu kan macam tu ke? Tak, you cakap je I walk to school last night contohnya. I walk to work. I drove okay, kalau drove obvious, tapi yang tambah ed, ada ed tak ada ed tu, kalau you cakap dalam speaking, orang tak perasan pun ada ke tak ada. Betul tak? But when you write, you have to be precise because it's printed. Itu beza dia. Okay, itu antara speaking dengan writing. And then writing ni pula, on the other hand, kita cerita pasal writing, not only that they are printed, kalau you buat kesalahan grammar ke, tak ada ed, tak ada s, kan? Huruf besar, huruf kecil, titik, tak ada semua tu, orang nampak you salah. Sebab tu you kena, kalau tulis you kena betul. You have to be as precise as possible. Grammar kena betul, spelling kena betul. Accuracy is number one when it comes to writing. Lepas tu pula, kenapa kita tulis boleh kalau kita cakap tak boleh? Macam tadi, sebab bila you bercakap, it's automatic, it's impromptu, it's spontaneous, it's there. And you have to answer in real time. Orang tanya, kita jawab. Ada ke orang tanya, kejap, aku nak fikir sekejap jawapan dia. Tak. Kalau tulis, you ada masa. You ada masa untuk fikir, untuk tulis, untuk decode. Kan? You ada masa untuk berfikir, untuk edit, untuk tolak, untuk tambah, untuk buat apa saja. Sebab itu, kalau writing, you can do it smoothly in your notes because it's a thought process. It's a process of thinking that you have time to edit, you have time to write down, you have time to make sure that the sentence are correct. Ada ke orang buat, okay, buat writing spontaneously? Tak ada, you ada masa. Itu beza dia. Sebab itulah, when we speak, okay, we can stumble. But then when you write, of course you boleh write down smoothly because you have time. Kan? Itulah beza dia. To speak without, needs to learn more vocab. Yes, betul lah tu. But it takes practice. Okay? Because this is my main problem. I can see when I'm alone, but I need to comprehend if I can seem to express myself. Yep. Okay, don't be scared lah, first of all. Okay, don't be scared. And maybe next time you can try. Okay, all right. So, wish everyone the best. Okay, I will see you next week. And for those who haven't spoken, you can speak next week as well. Okay, so sorry for taking time. I think it's okay for us to take time because of the number of students. Okay, I hope that you learn a lot from the sharing session. as well. Okay, wish you the best. Bye. Assalamualaikum and good night.
Thank you, teacher.
Most
Thank you,
welcome.
teacher.
Bye.
Thank you,
Assalamualaikum.
teacher.
Thank you, teacher. Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum.